Hey guys, how's it going? It is Tez, and I have a slightly longer video for you today. I've got some really awesome feedback on my last video, my MSMC streak video, I believe it. No, it wasn't that one. I've got some awesome feedback on that one as well though. It was the hardpoint multi-team game where I'm 44-0 flawless. I did make the mistake of saying I got 27 defends when I think it was 22, so I apologise for that. But got some nice feedback on that video. And a lot of people were saying that they'd like to see longer videos, and some people were saying they'd like to see some short, awesome, a variation of the two. So I think what I'm going to do is going to do a variation of the two, and hopefully I can please everybody by doing that. But this is a very nice head glitch that I just found when I was playing this game. I had no idea it existed until just now. But this gameplay, it's a 64-4. And I just want to point out that if that guy wasn't in his spawn, I reckon I could have got the guy that killed me there. But unfortunately, he was in his spawn, so I had to kill him. So yeah, I went 64-4 in this gameplay. I get 2 VSATs, 2 dogs, 2 swarms, and 1 life. I end up going on a nuclear kill streak, and I pretty much just tear them a new one. Playing with my party here, playing with Adam, Will, Jabber, my brother, and probably Craig as well. So we're pretty much rolling in a full squad. Actually, that guy's a random that just died, so somebody's missing out of that I just mentioned. But my play style, it's a little bit campy in this game. Well, I say a little bit campy, it's a little bit defensive, as opposed to normally rushing around and going for all the kills with the SMGs. And that's because I'm using the MTAR, I'm using assault rifles, and this gun actually doesn't have any attachments because I'd done the headshot challenges and I was working to get it in gold. And so because I didn't have any silencers or anything like stock, I normally run stock on all of my assault rifles because I hate how slow you move when you're zoomed in. And because of that, I'm playing a little bit more defensive, using a little bit more cover, a bit more head glitchings going on, and I do apologise, but hopefully you'll enjoy it, because I mean, I literally take it upon myself to defend this B bomb site, and I do that quite well. They plant it a couple times, but I think for the most part, I just kill them every time that they get near. And that's what I wanted to talk about a bit really, is the fact that when you use different guns, you have to adapt your playstyle in this game. I used SMGs for about 7 prestiges, all in a row, because I hated the assault rifles. I could not use the assault rifles at all, because the maps, they just did not cater to assault rifles in my opinion. I find them a little bit too small for assault rifle gameplay. Like if you think back to Modern Warfare 3, most of the maps were about the size of the map that I'm on now, and if not bigger. I'm trying to think of some smaller maps. I mean, Bootleg, that was a pretty small map, but assault rifles, you had plenty of lines of sight that were long range and really useful for assault rifles. So I didn't find that assault rifles worked for me at the beginning, but now I'm trying to get them in diamond, and I'm starting to like them a little bit more. Now using the stock, like I mentioned, I find it's so much easier to use assault rifles with the stock. And so I've picked up my first VSAT here. Just going and trying to get my kill streaks. I know exactly where they're going to be. It's really unlikely that I'm going to get killed by somebody, because they're showing on the radar as permanently with the direction that they're pointing in and things like that. So I'm being a little bit more aggressive here. I've got my dogs already, and I'm kind of close to my swarm, so I want to pick that up, and I do just then. And I'm thinking, right, do I call it in now? Do I save it a little bit? And I think, screw it. So I call it in, and luckily this team don't actually leave, or they might do, but not a lot of them leave. So I get quite a few kills from my kill streaks. And this nuclear medal that I get, I end up going on a 29 gun streak, and then I die. But I was gutted in the game because I thought I didn't see the nuclear emblem flash up. So I thought that I didn't hit the nuclear accolade, and I was like, no. But luckily for me, my swarm blows up a car, and anything like a car explosion or a fire barrel explosion, anything like that that gets you a kill, actually counts as a gun kill. So thanks to my swarm blowing up a car, I ended up getting this nuclear accolade. So that's another really good thing that I liked about this gameplay, was that I managed to get a nuclear emblem with no attachments on my gun. So I was pretty pleased about that. But I've rambled on for about 4.5 minutes, and I haven't even spoken about what I wanted to speak about, which essentially is New Year's resolution kind of topic. Now, a lot of people don't like New Year's resolutions simply because, well, what's the point in having to wait for New Year just to make a resolution and change something about yourself or change something that you do? And I 100% agree with that. I think it's silly that people have to wait until New Year's to decide that they want to change something and then do so. But what you've got to think about is people live their day-to-day lives. They're super busy. They're working full-time, 9 to 5, and they may have kids. They may have other things to do. They might have other... I'm trying to think of the word now. They might have other priorities to do before they have free time for themselves. And because of this reason, I think it's quite hard for people to change something about themselves without like the added effect of like a New Year's, for example. Without something where everybody can get together and everybody can change something, that gives them like motivation to do it. It's hard for people to find motivation to do stuff when you're constantly busy, like working and feeding kids, doing jobs, providing for a family. That makes it a little bit harder for people to get the motivation to change something. So I sympathize for those people. I also think that it's a silly idea to wait until New Year's, but it's just how people prefer it, and I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to say, oh, you can't do that, this, that, and the other, because it's not my place. But my New Year's resolution, I didn't really want to choose something that I could break easily, or I didn't really want to choose something that I couldn't track my progress. I couldn't forget about it and just give up. So I thought, I was trying to think of something to do, and eating healthily, that's a bunch of crap. I'm not going to eat healthy. To be honest, I'm skinny, so I need to eat unhealthy to put on weight. Yeah. But there's eating healthily, which a lot of people do, and I think I flashed the scoreboard up in a second. I'm like 53-2. Let's see, 40 something and 2, and then by the time the gameplay ends, I'm way over 53. But I didn't want to eat healthily. I didn't want to lose weight because I have no weight to lose. So I was racking my brains. I was thinking, oh, what can I do? And I ended up on the resolution of just improving myself as a person, bettering myself as a person, being more considerate, being politer, things like that. Things that will actually you can tell whether you're doing them or not, and it will actually make a difference, not just to yourself, but to how other people see you. And I thought that was a good resolution to do, and that was my 29th gun kill there. So the final kill for the nuclear medal is actually the swarm. But this resolution, I think it's easily trackable. Easily to see how you're doing, because you've lived with yourself for however many years you've been alive. You know how polite you are, how considerate you are to people, and you can tell when there's a change. So I thought that would be a good resolution to have, and hopefully I will be able to stick to this resolution, and I will improve myself as a person. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I've run out of time already. 8 minutes has just flown by, especially talking for like 5 minutes about the gameplay. But unfortunately for me, theatre mode cuts out in a second. I flashed my scoreboard up a minute ago. I was on like 54-3, and pick up a couple more kills here. You do see my final 4th death, and the game's pretty much over when theatre mode decides, hey, no, I don't want to give you the rest. So unfortunately, it cuts out here. But I hope you enjoyed. Leave me a like, and tell me your New Year's resolutions, guys. Take it easy.